English philosopher and physician John Locke said, "All mankind, being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possessions," meaning humankind actually has always been considered to be equal and independent all by itself, by the gods exclusively and primarily, and that means all human beings have always had equality, independence, decision making ability, as well as freedom of the choice and freedom of the will that's not always possessed or owned by the other creatures or the other living organisms under any circumstances and situations. And that means the God has literally given us and provided us with everything that we basically need to either seek truth, independence, and knowledge in our lives, or to basically achieve prosperity, progress, growth, learning. So whichever way we choose and whatever path we embark on, we have the powers and the necessary knowledge in ourselves that has already been given by the gods in one way or another. And if we already have equality and independence in our personal lives, either because of our parents or because of favorable internal circumstances such as wealth, possessions, money, etc., then we must not even dream of or think of harming another or the others in general, because that is not going to give us anything. But harming others is only going to land us in trouble and unnecessary trauma, undesirable guilt, unwanted suffering, turmoil, conflict, and so on and so forth. So we are going to have to experience and deal with all these bad things and evils if we think of harming the others, and if we actually end up harming another for their possessions, wealth, prosperity, progress, etc., because we could not control our pride, vanity, arrogance, ignorance, or we just could not tame our frustration, desperation, envy, jealousy of the others either. So if we have been given equality, independence, and the other vital and necessary rights and conditions by the government and by the politicians of our own choosing, then we must try to do our own part, and we must try to live with character, authenticity, and sovereignty, and fulfill goals, ambitions, aims, intentions, and the other desires and wishes that we may have in our lives for one thing or another. So if we have either naturally independence and equality, then also we should not harm the others. And if we have been given the rights as well as the favorable conditions by the governments and politicians, then also we must not harm the